When you come together as a team, you don't know all of the processes that you were ultimately going to have. So we built it out. In fact, we built it out maybe a little bit more complex than we needed to, because that's what we thought we needed to do. Find out that we had to kind of scale it back. But there were definitely strong opinions.
All of these different platforms, from not only a marketing perspective, but we have operations technology as well. And every department has technology, and there's all of these different platforms. We don't want our franchisees to be like, I don't know where to go for X, Y, and Z, because we have all of these options. So it's making it as easy for them, and having those platforms communicate with each other.
I feel like we're sort of at a broader moment where there's a lot of technologies that have potential. I think whenever you look at voice assistants, or like there's a lot of different things out there that I think have a lot of potential. I think AI is in a place right now where it's a really good assistant. It's really good at automation. It's really good at, if you're able to give it some guardrails and to be able to say, okay, look, I need production help, or I need to be able to run an algorithm to enhance a photo. No, I absolutely think that there's potential there. It's funny how we seem to make old problems new ones.
Aside from having to close restaurants and go, almost virtual as a restaurant group, which is impossible to fathom, on the creative operations side, we had to really think about how we connect with our people, especially when so much of what we do is in person, and that went away during the pandemic. From a marketing operations perspective, we had to really take a step back and think about, how else can we reach people if we're not seeing them in our stores? And so that was probably our biggest challenge when I joined the company. I joined as the pandemic was ending, if we can truly say that it has.
So when you're always focused on what the customer, member, patient experience is going to be, and we all have a common belief of what our key tenets are of our brand, which is all focused on customer experience, that allows you to have the right dialogue, the right healthy debate, the right, back and forth to really get at the best experience that you're creating, whatever that is at hand at that moment.
I didn't hear metaverse once, and I'm not saying that's not important, but every conference it was, what's your AI strategy? How are you thinking about AI? It's just always fascinating, sometimes frustrating, how fast things are moving. And where you saw in the Super Bowl, brands jumping into you didn't see any metaverse ideas, but you saw brands that were trying to dabble into the AI or chat GPT space to accentuate their Super Bowl campaigns.
For us, is most important is that our partners understand our culture and how we need to execute our brand experience. And so they work very closely with Angelique and I to understand how we need to not only deliver the Handyman Connection brand experience, but also make sure that they're delivering the promise to the franchisees so that they can, most importantly, run a Handyman Connection business.
We focus very heavily on our audience, and my team, we work hard to develop personas for each segment of the audience we're trying to reach. So if it's a primary care location, we might look at the patients in that area and then pick 3 or 4 key groups, develop a persona for that group,